Is. Good luck finding a parking place.
I am, but I'm used to that.
Got it down to a art.
Oh, okay.
Give it a couple more minutes till Joel. I'm hoping 2 minutes maybe. Oh, great.
The same exact lettering as my rear license plate, just up front. And I didn't really want to destroy the faceplate that was up there because that car's not made for an American plate. White, it's classic. I don't want to drill into the bumper to put on an American plate, but it has fittings for a European. So I put it on.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Right, right. Huh.
okay, thanks. Glad I got one on order.
Well, let's get started. Good afternoon. I'd like to call the Tuesday, June 6th, 2023 meeting of the Moorhead Public Service Commission to order. Commissioner Matt Gilbertson will be participating in this meeting virtually from the address located at 5800 Jameson Avenue Northeast, St. Michael, Minnesota 55376, which location is open and accessible to the public during the meeting. Commissioner Heidi Durand will be participating in this meeting virtually from the address located at 3625 22nd Avenue South, Moorhead, Minnesota 56560, which location is open and accessible to the public during the meeting. Commissioner Mary Daly will be participating in this meeting virtually from 718 Mound Avenue, Mankato, Minnesota 56001, which location is open and accessible to the public during the meeting. Moorhead Public Service Commission welcomes and encourages customer input on issues listed on the agenda or of general water, electric, utility interest, time and commission permitting. Speakers are limited to 3-minute presentations. Customers wishing to address the commission regarding a specific agenda item will be afforded the opportunity during the discussion of that item. Customers wishing to speak on matters not listed on the agenda will be given the opportunity to do so under the heading Customers to be Heard and Recognition. Each person requesting the opportunity to speak is asked to fill out a request to speak form located in the back of the room and presented to the administrative assistant in attendance at the meeting. Any follow-up or feedback will be done by email on anything that cannot be resolved this evening. Entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by McDougal, seconded by Daley, to approve the meeting's agenda. Discussion, none. Thompson, yes. Daley,
Yes.
McDougal,
Yes.
Duran, Paulson, Gilbertson.
Aye.
Thank you. I'd now entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Daley, seconded by Gilbertson, to approve the consent agenda. Discussion? Seeing none. Thompson, yes. Daley,
Yes.
McDougal,
Yes.
Duran, Paulson, Gilbertson.
Aye.
Okay, we have a approved consent agenda. Customers to be heard and recognitions. Mr. Schmidt.
Yeah, I got a couple recognitions. We have a couple of employees that hit a milestone. Tracy Varberg, she's one of our customer account specialists. She just hit 15 years. Chris Perlicek, one of our lead heavy equipment operator, he just hit 15 years as well. And then finally, I want to recognize Jerry Borman. Jerry Borman, this might be his last meeting. He's going to be retiring with 35 plus years of service to MPS. He's had a great run and helped a lot in the last couple of years with HR, also accounting and several other items, including Moorhead and setting up a lot of systems over the years. Jerry's been a huge asset, but recently worked on the org structure with me and the class comp as well too. So I want to recognize Jerry's years of service as he retires. He's not officially done till the end of July, but he's going to be taking a lot of vacation over the next couple months.
Congratulations, Jerry. Thank you for your work.
Congrats, Jerry.
Also wanted to
Thank you, Jerry, but I do file an objection to you retiring. Can that be done?
You can try.
one more recognition. I want to recognize a new face in the audience. Penny Harmson is going to be our replacement for Jerry. Penny comes from us from Vitalent, so she started May 23rd, so she's had a couple weeks with us. She's still trying to figure everything out, and we're getting her ready as Jerry rides off into the sunset.
Welcome aboard. Old business. I have some old business. I'd want to thank Jake and then Todd, who's not here, but for coming up with the map for the cast iron pipe that needs to be replaced. I appreciate that. It's fun to look at stuff like that. And it was just a good feeling to see how much work we've done. Yeah. So thank you. Reports, City Council, Mr. Gilbertson.
I have nothing to report at this time.
Okay, thank you. Public Service Commission. Seeing none. General Manager's report, Mr. Schmidt.
Yeah, I'm going to have Mark Moylan come up. I'm going to have him speak to the GASB 75 actual report. This is something we do annually, and Mark's got more of the details than I do. So I'll let him speak to it.
Thank you, Travis. Good afternoon, Commissioners. Mark Moylan, and Finance Manager. This is just a formality to let you know that we've received a report from Hildy for our OPEB actuarial study. This was something you approved through agreement back in October for them to complete. We have to do this every year. It gets incorporated into our financial statements. It's a study that's required as part of government accounting standards. Ide Bailey also reviews the information and verifies and vets the study's completion through Hildy and that they're a reputable firm, et cetera. And this information will be added into our financial statement information for this coming year and the following year. It covers a 2-year period. So just want to give you an update on that. Any questions at this time? All right, thank you.
There's a couple other items on the General Manager's report. We've got an article from APPA regarding NERC's warning of summer reliability issues. Along with that, a press release from Southwest Power Pool. If you've looked at the reports, you can see we're in middle of the United States is kind of a question mark and having some elevated concerns with reliability. If you look at what actually was provided by APPA and the NERC report, you look at the amount of capacity over the amount of generation they got, and it's really tight. So it really comes down to a generation adequacy issue that we're seeing. So you're seeing some of the coal plants go offline. We don't have anything backing up. You know, there's a lot of natural gas generation out there as well too, but it's actually a really good report. Take a look at it. If you got any more questions, please let me know. Other than that, there was an article in the forum regarding the Gregory County pump storage project down in Gregory and Charles Mix counties in South Dakota. This was a project that Missouri River Energy Services and Mid-America Energy was looking to start. It was going to be a 10 to 12-year project to do this. Again, it's storage, pumping water up to an elevated cliff on the Missouri River and then draining it down into generation on the Missouri River for production when renewables aren't available. So when the solar's not working or the wind's not blowing, it was a good gap filler per se. They've decided to abandon that project or cancel that project, really coming down to the financial viability of it. So just wanted you guys to be aware of that. And then, of course, the state legislative letter, this should be the last one for the year. We'll start on 2024 next. Just kind of an update on that and finalizing what was going on from there as well, too. So that concludes my report.
Thank you. I entertain a motion to accept General Manager's report.
So moved.
Second?
A motion by Paulson, seconded by McDougal to accept the General Manager's report. Thompson, aye. Daley?
Aye.
McDougal?
Aye.
Durand? Paulson?
Aye.
Gilbertson?
Aye.
Thank you for your report and everybody associated with it. Mark, too. All right, item number 9, utility relocation agreement. Mr. Schmidt.
Yep, I'm going to handle this one. So a couple months ago, we approved the awarded the bid for the construction related to the 11th Street grade separation project for relocating electric facilities. Been working with MnDOT on a reimbursement agreement. We've provided to you in draft form tonight. John Bolger has reviewed it. We'll need to send that back for some changes, but we're asking for you to approve it contingent upon final legal review. Again, this basically reimburses any of the electric costs that we need to be relocating for the 11th Street grade separation project. The request is for $499,590 roughly. They did authorize it up to $554,171, but they also include a 10% contingency, which if you do the numbers, it gets you right to the number we requested. We are working with them on that and a couple other items, still trying to finalize that. But overall, this basically reimburses for our cost to getting out of the way for that construction project. That's a project that looks to probably take about 3 years starting next year. They're going to phase it in, doing Center Avenue, or excuse me, First Avenue North, Center Avenue, and then Main Avenue in the respective years. So that's kind of the plan right now. We'll see how that goes.
Thanks for that update. It's interesting to see how this project's going to unveil.
We'll have all of our stuff relocated by the end of the year.
Will there be any conflict with the new community center plan and all that coming down with the old Moorhead Center Mall at all?
No, so this is, everything will be outside of it, so everything should be 8th, 9th Street and East that we'll be relocating. So we shouldn't really impact that. We are looking at, with the redevelopment downtown, of potentially bringing in a future feeder for that as well, but that'll be down the road a little bit.
Go ahead.
Travis, just refresh my memory. So we approved the bid at the last meeting. Was that for a private contractor to complete the work?
Correct. That was to do all the cable underground directional drilling was what you approved, but this includes our labor costs, our material costs, and the contractor costs. And then we've parsed it out into basically 3 categories, or surely two, stuff that's reimbursable and then stuff that's we don't think is reimbursable. We've been working really closely with MnDOT on that to make sure everybody understands the technicalities of why we got to move it, and we can't just stop here because we got to go another block for the reasons of connecting things up correctly.
Is a 499 with the 10% contingency that covers all of our costs, anticipated costs?
That will cover all the costs that we've deemed as reimbursable. That's not, we're doing some other stuff to better the area outside of that we don't feel is reimbursable, so we did not include that in the reimbursement costs.
That makes sense.
But it's part of our budget and part of the project as well.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. Schmidt? Hearing none, I entertain a motion to approve the relocation.
Moved.
Second?
A motion by McDougal, seconded by Paulson, to approve utility relocation agreement with MnDOT. Discussion? Seeing none. Thompson, aye. Daley?
Aye.
McDougal?
Aye.
Duran? Paulson?
Aye.
Gilbertson?
Aye.
Okay. Item number 10, license and indemnification agreement with Coda Bank.
Sure. I'll have Taylor Holt, our project engineer, come up and speak to this. Again, this is a common occurrence as 32nd Avenue in Fargo gets built out. We have a transmission line there, and from time to time we would get requests for signage either right on the edge or within our easement. Typically we give them some type of authority to go into there, but we've got constraints on it. I'll let Taylor kind of speak to the rest.
Good afternoon, Commission. As Travis was saying, we do have easements with all of our transmission lines that prevent buildings from being erected within the easement, but we are also we attempt to be flexible to work with businesses that are looking to install signs, and this indemnification agreement, which was drafted by Attorney Bolger, prevents us from any sort of liability or damage that could come as a result of the installation of this sign. In order to put together the specifications on what's allowable, we work with one of our consulting engineers that models our transmission line, which is MBN Engineering. We've got a task order approved with them. They simulate any sort of clearance requirements for the sign based on the proposed location by Coda Bank. Along with that, we've got a good working relationship with the City of Fargo, in which they require an indemnification agreement with us prior to them even issuing a building permit in order to install the sign itself. But approving this agreement will allow them to press forward with it and install it in a safe location, clear of our transmission lines. Anybody have any questions on it?
Go ahead, Mr. Paulson.
This question is probably for Mr. Bolger. So I'm just wondering, with this sign and maybe any other signs that we've done in the past, if we need to do work on our line and those signs need to be moved, is that at the owner's expense?
Testing. There you go. I don't know if that scenario would be covered. If their sign violated any of the requirements on the clearances, then yes, they would have to cover the cost of getting it repaired. But if we just decided we were going to do some work on it, I don't know that that would happen. We would have no liability if we damaged their sign in doing work on our lines in that area. That answers your question.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I was just wondering because we would hold that easement in perpetuity, which probably prevents building of structures, right, without our approval.
Right.
So I was just, if if in the future we were going to come and replace that line or what have you, I'm just wondering if those would be additional costs to us in order to move.
Dealing with the sign people would not be an additional cost to us. We've got the power to do whatever we want with
within the easement. Yep, okay.
If I might add, the location of this particular sign is out of the clearance horizontally as well, so it's not even underneath our line. There's an excess of easement available for this particular scenario. It's the first one I've been a part of, so I can't speak on historical ones. But there's no way I could imagine that causing an issue during any construction or maintenance on what's existing.
Yeah, and I don't have any issue with this sign per se. I was just wondering what our general policy was and how we administrate it, so it makes sense to me.
I've been involved in a lot of these, and typically they're outside the actual where the structure is. Now, if a weather event came through, there's a chance it could blow it over into the sign, but that's a different scenario than this. So they're, again, like Taylor said, they're typically outside of that area where the actual physical lines are at. They're north of that because we have about 110-foot easement typically. So it's usually in the north half of that on this area.
So here's a hypothetical then. So if that were to happen and say, our line were to go down because of a windstorm that blew this line into a sign per se, would that owner of the sign then be liable for any damages attributed to that outage for Moorhead Public Service?
They would have to pay their own cost of replacing the sign. There's an assumption of risk provision in the document saying all these things could happen that would damage you or hurt people, and they're going to all be your responsibility.
Okay.
Any other questions? And entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Paulson, seconded by Daley, to approve the agreement with Coda Bank. Further discussion? Seeing none. Thompson? Aye. Daley?
Yes.
Sebastian?
Yes.
Durand? Paulson?
Yes.
Gilbertson?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, item number 10,
Sure.
lime sludge.
Oh, item 11.
Excuse me, item number 11, lime sludge.
All right, I'm going to have Jake come up and speak to this. Again, this is part of the lime sludge dewatering facility. We're looking at adding some concrete so the trucks can easily traverse the current dirt road we have with concrete. So I'll let Jake go ahead and speak to it.
Thank you, Travis. Jake Long, Water Distribution Manager. Yeah, we're just looking to get this project approved, approve the specifications and authorize advertisement for bids for the 2023 access improvements for the lime sludge dewatering facility. This is a capital project that was included in our 2023 budget. We had a task order with Apex Engineering to design the plans and help us along with this project. The main, as Travis mentioned, the main purpose of this project is to construct a concrete driveway along the 4th Avenue off of Highway 75 and make a loop through our lime sludge dewatering facility back around and off 4th Avenue just for easier truck traffic and have the road be able to handle this. So let's see. Other than that, yeah, this item is included in the capital budget. So this project, it'll also include a little bit of proper drainage in the adjacent area around the lime sludge facility, just so there's water has a place to run. So there'll be a little bit of underground work, but not too much. So I guess if anybody has any questions on it, I'd be happy to answer.
Yeah, what's the cost on this capital project?
We have.
We don't know because of but what are we hoping, the ballpark figure?
Well, we had 250,000 in the budget. Our estimates came back a little bit higher. Actually, in the bidding documents, we have it as an alternate, or a base bid and an alternate, just because we don't know exactly what the prices are coming back. Over this year, the prices have looked a lot higher than what we were expecting, so.
Anybody's guess, huh?
Yeah, we're hoping we pushed it up this meeting. We're hoping to get it out a little bit further for the local contractors to be able to competitively bid this. We originally had it planned for the second meeting in June, but with the 4th of July and the holiday, we wanted to get it on this one just so we gave the contractors a little bit more time to be able to put together a better bid, and we also extended out the completion date to the final completion until October or mid-October. So
we'll see where the prices come in at. We might have to do some internal budget adjustments to figure out, or maybe we don't do a different project so we can get this one done.
Sure.
How long has it been a gravel road?
It was constructed, what, 2 years ago, roughly?
yeah, I mean, they made a little modifications to the road during the project, during the construction of the dewatering facility.
Any other questions for Jake? Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate the update. Let's keep our fingers crossed, right? I entertain a motion then.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Paulson, seconded by McDougal, to approve the specs and authorize advertisement for bids for lime sludge dewatering facility improvement. Any further discussion?
Yeah, I got a question. So are we just approving to get the bid? If it comes in too high, we get another chance to rethink it, or?
Yep, correct, Matt. We'll, our Commissioner Gilbertson, or Councilmember Gilbertson, we will, yeah, this is approving the specifications and authorizing advertisement for bids. So on the July 18th meeting, we would be bringing this back for award. So at that point in time, there could be a discussion to move forward with it or delay it for another year.
Okay, thanks. Just call me Matt.
Sounds good.
Any other discussion or questions? All right, seeing none. How say you, Thompson? Aye. Daley?
Yes.
McDougal?
Yes.
Durand? Paulson?
Yes.
Gilbertson?
Aye.
Thank you. Item number 13, meeting for executive session.
Nothing
There?
tonight.
Nothing. And upcoming meetings, the Public Service Commission's June 20th meeting has been rescheduled to June 27th, 2023. And the July 3rd meeting will be if needed. I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
A motion by Daley, seconded by Paulson to adjourn the meeting. Thompson, aye. Daley?
Yes.
McDougal?
Yes.
Durand? Paulson?
Yes.
Gilbertson?
Aye.
Okay, meeting's adjourned. Thank you for coming. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, Chris.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you had it way quicker.